log in as the user.
We're back up here at
ID.
KMPB for
In this
another
case, we just set
computer
everything up
delivery
as
session.
default.
We expect this one to be pretty big. I think we'll
Set the
have
user
somewhere
as
between
line.
15 and 20 families come in.
So if you click
We're
on
also
that,
using this to have Dave do an introduction
the passwords
and
are
capture
all
that for
set up
everybody.
Default, they're all 100 years, which is about how long some of us have been around. So basically, the mission of Lions is twofold. The first one is we serve, and the second is we are associated quite a bit with vision-related projects. Eyeglasses, in fact, Helen Keller challenged us almost 100 years ago to be her Knights of the Blind. And you'll see most of the time Lions clubs are involved in giving out eyeglasses, doing eye screenings and stuff like that. Several of us formed a branch club of the Reno Host Lions, which by the way is the oldest and largest Lions club in the state of Nevada, with one project in mind, and that project is to provide computers to young people who can't otherwise afford them. And this is our Computers for Kids program. Now we happen to feel that a young person today without a computer is just as challenged as a young person 50 years ago without proper eyewear. In fact, you've got to have both if you're going to succeed in this day and age. So along those lines, we want to make sure that young people are immersed, what we call immersed in technology. And the only way that you become immersed in technology is if you have it at home. So the computers that we're going to give these young people today, we get from a variety of different businesses and individuals. When businesses are ready to get new computers, they surplus their old ones. We take these machines, we wipe the hard drives of whatever data happens to be on there, and because we want to give these kids legitimate software, we don't use Microsoft nor do we use Apple because you have to pay for those licenses. And we are a nonprofit, we don't have a lot of dough to spare on that kind of stuff. So we use an operating system called Linux. Linux is what's called free and open source software. So basically, if you are on the internet, you are using computers and servers that run Linux because Linux runs the internet. This is desktop software. It looks very much like Windows. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. Basically, these kids, if they've used computers at school, are going to pick this up a lot faster than any of us will. The only thing is certain things are called different things because Microsoft has trademarks or Apple has trademarks, that type of thing. So that's basically what I do when we give the kids the computers, is simply tell them this program does what Word does, this program does what Excel does, this program does what PowerPoint does. And these machines come loaded with a full suite of software. It comes with 3 different internet browsers, Firefox, which I think probably everybody's heard of, which is a very popular browser. There's another one called Opera, which again is a very popular open source browser, and finally SeaMonkey. I've got everything set to default to Firefox on the machines that your kids will get because that seems to be the one everybody's the most familiar with, but there's other browsers in there. They come with OpenOffice, which is the Office software that Sun Microsystems came out with. It is fully interoperable with Office 2007, with Microsoft Office 2007. So anything the kids bring home from school, they can, open, they'll be able to save and bring it back to school because it's fully compatible with all the Microsoft file formats. We've also put some additional software in here. There's, if they want to get into writing web pages, there's HTML software so they can write web pages. A couple other things we put on to maybe help them out. One of them is a game called Simutrans. And Simutrans we're actually using to teach kids in some separate sessions all about economics. Because basically it's simulation software that allows them to build a world. And to literally, they have to understand profitability, have to understand that things cost things. I wish my son would have had that. He may not have asked me for as much money. But, technology is a wonderful thing. The other thing that we put on here is software called Blender. So if any of the young people are artistically Now, if you went out and bought software like this, it would cost you about $5,000 a copy. Blender is free and open source software, so it's free. And that's a wonderful thing. And that's, one of the main reasons, again, why we're using the software platform we're using. Any questions just in general about what we're doing? Okay. All of these computers have the same software. All of the monitors, are going to be pretty close to each other. Some may be a little bit faster than others, but one nice thing about the Linux operating system that we're using is that it will operate on older computers without any problem. And that's another reason why we use it, is because, surplus machines are not capable of running current Microsoft software. So, okay, with that, basically when you get your computers, you turn it on.
With such a large crowd, we've changed our normal procedures. We're going to have one demo environment, and then we have their computer set up for them to take home.
Can everybody see this okay? Yeah. Okay. You want to help me? Okay. The difference is
Now we're in the
it's a lot
training
more
session.
secure
Kids are going through
than Internet Explorer.
introductory to some of the apps and how to use their computers.
One of the things that Firefox has had forever.
Big
are what's
audience,
called
lots of
tab
attention.
browsing. So instead of having
Now we're in the payoff part of the session where the computers get packed up and head home with the kids. Out here, we've got a bunch of them streaming out to some different cars, and they're going to go home and apply what we just taught them.